cartridge collectors, this terminology is important, cartridge collectors use cartridges instead of bags. Excuse me. Use cartridges instead of bags. So instead of a bag that's 6 inches by, say, 10 feet long, the cartridges are usually 12 to 18 inches in diameter and maybe 20 to 40 inches long. This picture here you'll see is a standard horizontal design where the filters go in horizontally. Others use vertically oriented filters. But in both styles, they basically mimic the baghouse where you have dirty air comes in, captured on the surface of the cartridge, and then clean air exits through the back of the cartridge collector. Just like a baghouse, it's just rotated the orientation a little bit. The cartridges work very, very well at collecting at a high efficiency, so getting very fine medias. And they're generally cheaper than baghouses because we're packing a lot more filter area onto the cartridge than a typical bag. One cartridge, for example, has the equivalent amount of filter area because the filter is pleated and jammed on there. One cartridge has the equivalent of sometimes like 10 to 20 filter bags. Now, the downside of this is that because it's all jammed on there tightly, it's a little bit more difficult to clean the filters, and they can't quite handle the same dust loading or the amount of dust coming in as the baghouses. So we often use the analogy the baghouse is like a big heavy pickup truck that you can do everything with. You can go off-road, you can carry people, tow things, drive on the highway. Cartridge collector is more like a van. So if you're just carrying a lot of volume, light materials, big empty boxes, the cartridge collector, like a van, is a more practical system to have. In mining and cement, we don't see them used so much because most applications for mining and cement have a lot of dust that comes in. Cartridge collectors are especially good when we have a lot of air to clean that has a little bit of dust in it. In those applications, they absolutely make sense, and they can be a lot cheaper than a baghouse style. Now, there are some differing opinions. A few manufacturers recommend them for cement and mining applications. Most in the industry, however, decide not to use them. If you are going to use them in a mining or cement application, we do recommend you use the other style where the cartridges hang vertically, as opposed to this style you see here where they're horizontal, because this can have problems where the dust builds up on top of the filter and it can't be cleaned off when there's a lot of dust coming in.